In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how not to use the EQ controls on your mixer, the low, mid and high for all of the channels on your DJ mixer, on your controller, on your standalone unit. There is one thing that is likely to mess up your mixing every time if you don't know it. So today we're going to cover that. Now, if you haven't seen the video we made last week about the gain control, and the gain control, just as a reminder, is this one at the top, sometimes called trim, sometimes called level. Then go and have a look at that if you're not sure what this control does, because this control is important. In essence, this control controls the flow of music. Think of the flow of a tap. It controls the flow of music into each of these channels, and we use this to make sure the flow coming in, no matter what the source, is the same on all the channels. It makes the mixing more fun. It means when we've got the volume controls here at full, they're all at roughly the same volume, and it just makes it easier to make sure that the sound that's coming out is nice. So we covered those last week. Now we're going to move on to talking about these. So the EQ controls have got a couple of uses, but the use that you really want to be putting them to on a DJ mixer is creative. Because you get a low, mid and high, which gives you the three different frequencies that you can change. You can be creative in what you allow through to the master output from all your channels. A classic way of DJing, of course, is to turn down the bass on one, and then when you're ready for this track to dominate, you swap the bass lines over like this. But there's a big trip up with these controls, and it all comes back to this gain control. So what is it? Well, if you remember from last week, the idea here is that we set this control so that our level is nice and loud without going into the red. And we do that by picking a part of the track that's nice and loud in the first place, and then we check it there. Now you can see when I turn this down, this doesn't change. This is still the level coming in. I just decided I wouldn't have any of it playing at the moment. And I've got that control there, the same with all of them. Now, these controls here are a little bit more granular. In fact, if I turn these all down all the way, it's a bit like turning this down most of the way, right? So this here, it's nearly all gone down here, right? And this is exactly the same. It's nearly all gone. And so this is just a more granular way of doing that. It gives you more control. It makes it more fun when you're mixing to decide which frequencies you're going to allow through. The mistake some DJs make is that they turn these controls the other way. Now these have got a click in the middle. And if you'll notice, what I was doing then was taking the frequencies out. If you push the frequencies up by turning the other way, it's like turning this one up. Remember, this one here can't go past the top. We've already set it so that this one here is at the loudest volume here when this is all the way up. We know that's not going to distort our DJ setup. We know that that's going to sound great because we've made sure with this it can't go any louder than that. And look at the master output over there. This system is set up nicely for this track anyway. So what happens when we turn these the other way? Well, keep an eye on this master. Now, this is right up there in the red. Now, because I've got this volume control here turned down, we're okay up here at the top of the mixer. But if I were to throw this all the way up, what we've done is effectively turn that volume control past 10. We've effectively used these to cheat pushing this higher. Or to put it another way, we've used them to override the maximum volume that we set on here. The crucial thing to remember is that the EQs remove frequencies when we turn them down, but they actually boost the frequency when you turn them up. Now, DJs do turn them up, but the DJs that turn them up who know what they're doing are keeping a very close eye on the master output, and they're certainly not doing this, where they just think, hey, I want loads more volume on this channel, I'm going to push it all the way to the top. Be very, very careful with EQs to take away rather than adding, and if you do add, make sure that you're not going into the red either here on the channel inputs or over here on your master output if you do have one that you can look at as well. This is especially important because, of course, we're mixing more than one track here. And as soon as we start adding more tracks to the mix, then the overall volume is going to go up anyway. We certainly don't want to be boosting it too high on individual tracks before we even get to that stage. We'll talk about that in a forthcoming video. But for now, let me know your experiences with gain controls on mixers. Do you sometimes DJ with them a bit high and notice you're going into the red? Do other things push your DJing into the red that you need to keep an eye on? Have you seen DJs abusing systems and sounding bad without even realizing they're doing it? Do let me know in the comments. Now, if you love this stuff, if you want to know more about how DJing is done, we divide it into 5 big areas in our best-selling book on DJing, Rock the Dance Floor. Gear, it's the geeky stuff like this. Music, what you play on the gear. Mixing, how you play the music on the gear. Performing, and success, which moves on to what do I do once I've played a couple of gigs? What do I do with that knowledge? Because you're going to be hooked by that point. So we cover everything from live streaming to podcasting to residencies to producing music to running a mobile DJ business and all that stuff. 5 big areas of DJing. They're all covered in the book. And I want you to have a free copy of this book. You can get this from Amazon. You can get it in all good bookstores, Kindle, audiobook, but you can have a free copy as well. If you'd like a copy of this book, then go to the QR code or the link there on your phone, scan it, type it in, and I'll take you to my page where you can give us your best email address. I'll send you a copy of this book for becoming the latest member of Digital DJ Tips, the world's favorite DJ school. For now though, that's it for this week. Now get good, get out there, make the moments, and I will see you again very soon. Till then, bye for now.